So, good day po, Miss Mau. Ang topic po na itatopic ko ngayon ay the globalization divides, ang group 6. So, ako po muna yung magre-report ngayon. So, ang objective po natin dito is, una, what is global divides? Pangalawa po, identify the first, second, and third world countries. Pangatlo, differences between global north and south. At pang-apat po, key impacts of global divides. So, ano nga po ba ang globalization divides? So, sinabi po dito, ang globalization divides refers to the phenomenon where the process of globalization creates a significant gap between wealthy developed countries and poorer developing countries. So, ang globalization divides po pala ay ito yung paghahati ng isang mayaman na bansa at sa isang mahirap na bansa. So, from the word globalization divides, hinahati ang mayaman sa mahirap na bansa. So, sabi po dito, next slide, sabi dito is, the Brandt Report 1983. So, meron pong Brandt line kung tawagin. At ito po ay nagsimula kay Willy Brandt. Una, sabi dito, the North, countries that are above the south 30 degree north. So, pinapakita po dito, may Brandt line na naghati sa mayamang bansa at sa mahirap na bansa. So, nagsimula ito dahil kay Willy Brandt. So, ang una, ang tawag sa mayaman na bansa is the North. Ang North daw po is countries that are above the south 30 degree north. Ibig sabihin, ang North po is ito yung bansa na nasa ibabaw ng south countries. So, pangalawa, the South. Ito po yung pagitan. Ito po yung paghahati ng dalawang uri ng bansa. Ang North, ang South. So, ang North is, ang North po ay country na nasa ibabaw ng South. Pangalawa, ang South. Ang South naman po, ito ang most of poor world lies south of latitude 30 degree. Ibig sabihin, ang South po ay most poor world daw. Ibig sabihin, parang karamihan ay mahirap na bansa ang nasa South. So, next slide. So, makikita po natin dito sa slide is ang paghati. Itong color red na linya, yan yung tinatawag na Brandt line na nagsimula kay Willy Brandt. So, makikita natin yung color yellow na nasa mapa is yan ang global north. Ibig sabihin, yan yung mga mayayamang bansa. Ang North America, ang Europe, Asia, Australasia. At itong mga nasa ilalim na color orange is yung global south, which is yung mga mahihirap or na-identify na mahirap na bansa. Ito ay South America, Africa. So, itong color, ito yung humahati sa kanila. So, global north. Alamin natin ano ba ang global north. So, sinasabi dito, ang global north ay refers to the first world countries. So, mamaya malalaman natin ano bang ibig sabihin ng first world countries. So, pangalawa, ang global north ay refers to the developed countries characterized by high income, advanced technology, and political stability. Ibig sabihin, ang mga bansa pala na nasa global north ay ibig sabihin, developed countries, maunlad na mga bansa at kilala bilang may mga matataas na income, sabihin mayayaman at advanced yung mga technology. So, makikita natin dyan mamaya ano ba or paano nasabing advanced, diba? Ano ang mga bansa na advanced ang technology, diba? Mayayaman, high income, saka political stability. Ibig sabihin, maayos ang pamamalakad ng politika. So, next slide, global south. Ang global south po ay refers to the third world countries. Sabihin, ito ba ay third world countries. So, mamaya alamin natin anong nga ba ang third world countries. So, pangalawa ay ang Global South po is encompasses developing countries. Sabihin, ito ang mga bansa na pa-develop pa lang. Sabihin, still nasa proseso ng pagyaman, pag-unlad mga bansa. Madalas ito ay humaharap ng challenges kagaya ng kahirapan, di ba? May alamin natin kung ano yung mga bansa na parte ng South at ng Global North. May conflict and limited access to education and healthcare. Ibig sabihin, limited lang ang pinagkukunan sa edukasyon, ang healthcare para sa kalusugan.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about first and second world countries, what they are, and a few examples of it. Let's start with the first world countries. A first world country is typically wealthy and industrialized and highly developed. This country enjoy high standard of living, advanced infrastructure, and strong economies. One of their key politic characteristic is that they are democratic, meaning people have the power to choose their leaders and influence decisions through voting. Some well-known first world countries include North America, particularly the United States and Canada, Japan, which is highly advanced in technology and economy. Now let's look at the second world countries. There are nations that fall somewhere between developing countries and developed ones. They may not be as well as first world countries, but they have made significant progress in development and industrialization. Politically, many second world countries are socialist, meaning the government plays a big role in controlling resources and production. Examples of second world countries include Armenia, Poland, and Georgia. These countries often have a mix of modern city and developing areas, and they are working toward greater prosperity. In conclusion, first world countries are democratic and highly developed, while second world countries are developing that have made significant progress often with a socialist background. Both play important roles in the global community. Thank you for listening.
Ang third world country is a developing country, often with little economic or industrial development. Sabihin, ito talaga yung, kumbaga, nakakaranas ng paghihirap, pero democratic. So, kagaya yung sasabi ko, hindi porket na nasa third world country is sobrang hirap na. Hindi. Democratic plus gipitan or poor, third world country. Kapag mayaman, sabay socialist, second world countries. Kapag democratic, tas mayaman, equal, ibig sabihin, first world country. So, ang example naman po ng bansa or part ng third world country is number 1, Africa. So, ang Africa is nakakaranas ng kahirapan pero democratic sila. May presidente. Pangalawa is South America. South America, democratic sila pero nakakaranas din ng kahirapan kasi makita natin sa picture na parang overpopulation, di ba? Na ang maraming tao, maraming bahay. Kasi pag mas maraming bahay or maraming tao is marami ang pinagagastusan. Lumiliit ang income. So, pangatlo is Philippines. So, kagaya nga sinasabi ko na mayaman naman ang Philippines, pero bakit ganun? Ba't part siya ng third world country? Kasi nga, minsan nakakaranas tayo ng kahirapan, ng kalipitan. Pangalawa, tsaka ang dami rin nating utang ang bansang Pilipinas. Tsaka medyo late tayo minsan. At tsaka democratic tayo. May presidente. So, ngayon, dito naman tayo sa part na differences between Global North and Global South. So, dito natin alamin, ano nga ba ang pinagkaiba ng Global North sa Global South. So, makikita natin dito una, ang Global North is less population. Ibig sabihin, kakaunti lang ang mga tao. So, kagaya ng sabi ko ganina, Kapag kaunti ang tao, kaunti ang gastos. Kapag kaunti ang gastos, mas